Hey guys, it's your girl Steffi Jo. Today we're doing a review of this right here. This is the Becca and Chrissy Teigen's palette. So the palette comes in a box like this. It's a rose gold box with like this weird marble design printed on it. Becca and her name, her heart, and the signature is all like raised a little bit so you could feel it. And it comes with a message in the back from Chrissy that says, remember to smile, laugh a lot, and treasure every moment of an endless summer with the Glow Face palette. This is the palette itself. It is a hard plastic design, like it's a really sturdy, heavy palette. This feels like rubberized finish, just rubberized finish. Like I don't know other ways to explain that. Yeah, the packaging itself is rose gold plastic, and the back tells you what the names are. Inside, you have a giganto mirror. This whole thing is a mirror, and it comes with a sleeve. I've gone traveling with this palette, I'm not gonna lie, so my palette looks beat up. I decided to do this review really late because I really enjoyed this while I was traveling. I was thinking about not doing this review, but I like this palette so much, I had to do this review. So inside you have a blush, a bronzer, and 2 highlighters. This highlighter, which is the rose gold highlighter, is permanent to the Becca collection line. And this is the highlighter created with Chrissy Teigen. And this one's called Beach Nectar. The blush itself is called Hibiscus Bloom, and the bronzer is Malibu Soleil. Everything in this palette besides the rose gold highlighter is limited edition to this palette. I forgot to mention this palette is limited edition. Becca has a tendency for something to be limited edition and then change them into permanent items, or make them individuals and then permanent, or this will be limited edition for like a year and a half or like 2 years. To me, limited edition is like 6 months max to buy it, and if you don't buy it then it's gone. But Becca, sure, whatever. Now this palette retails for $46. Now I want to compare it to the last face or last palette that Becca did with someone. This is the Jalyn Hill and Becca Champagne Collection face palette. Now this palette itself, it retailed for $52. This was limited edition, but since then all of these have become individuals, and all of these have become individuals permanent in the line. You may not be able to buy the palette itself, but you can buy each individual colors individually, which is, yeah. Now let's compare the two. I'm going to swatch the two side by side. A lot of people were saying that if you had this palette, that you could pretty much just make this palette, just because the blushes are really similar, and the bronzers, again, really similar. It's just the only thing is the tones in the highlights. Jalyn Hill's highlights are more champagne, more gold, and the Chrissy Teigen ones are like more rose gold. I like this one better, even though the bronzers don't work for me. Like none of the bronzers in either palette work for me, but I feel as if the highlighters in the Chrissy Teigen palette match my skin tone beautifully. Like I'm wearing it right now. It complements my skin tone beautifully. Like I love this so much. So I do have the highlighter and the blush on from this palette. Let's just insert the demo right now. So I'm gonna go in with the MAC 168 brush in the blush Hibiscus Bloom. Is it? Yeah. Tap off the excess and let's go. I'm actually putting on just a little more than I normally would because I want you guys to be able to really see it. Now, since I can't use the bronzer, I just mix the bronzer with the blush. Sometimes I'll just put the blush on separately and then the bronzer on top, or sometimes I'll just use the bronzer as blush, or sometimes I just mix the two interchangeably and then like rub it across my face. But I do really like this blush. And now it's time to highlight. For my inner tear ducts, I'm using this Cosette brush. This is the S185, and I'm going to start with rose gold. Yeah, the rose gold highlighter. Now I'm going to use this for my inner tear duct and my brow bone. I'm going to do my Cupid's bow, the highlight down my nose and the tip of my nose. And to highlight my cheekbone, I'm going to use my A23 brush. It's so subtle, I love it. But we're gonna kick it up with the Beach Nectar highlighter. So we're gonna do the same thing with Beach Nectar. And Beach Nectar, ooh, Lord, does this thing pack some shine. See how the Beach Nectar just the rose gold highlighter, it just like kicks it up to a whole new level. I was living for this highlight on vacation. So now when I layer highlights, especially on my cheek, like when I first put it down, I put it down across here. Now I'm just gonna put it down like right here. So overall, I really like this palette. I think this is a hit for me. I'm gonna always be using this. I use it a lot, especially for traveling. I love the big size mirror. I could work with it. I just really, really, really like this palette. Plus, Beach Nectar on the eyelids. Listen, try it. Yeah, I think that wraps up my review of the Becca and Chrissy Teigen palette. Buy it, because I like it. Now, keep your receipt just in case you don't like it, but I really like it. Since you're here, you might as well hit the subscribe button. And check out my last video. But it's your girl, Steffi Jill. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.